Hi, Counseling Video 2. My name is Monica, and this is my client, Layla. Hello, Layla.
Hello.
What brings you in today?
Well, I recently started school and I have this class for public speaking, and I had to get up and give a speech, and I got so nervous I started shaking. I really could not do the speech, and I want to make sure I get a good grade in it, but I don't know how to overcome my anxiety.
Okay. Have you felt anxiety outside of the classroom setting?
Not like that. Maybe sometimes in social settings, if I'm going to meet new people or be in a big group of people I don't know, I'll get a little bit anxious, but once I'm there, I'm fine. It's mostly just in class with the public speaking.
Okay, so once you're in the social setting and you interact with them a little bit, you're good. It's just when you're in front, like when all the attention is on you, is when the problem begins.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like about the grade thing, if I'm nervous about getting a good grade, or if it's like nervous about what my classmates are going to think. I don't know if it's because I don't know them, but it's a big difference between a social setting and then in a classroom when I'm giving a speech in front of everyone.
Okay. Well, where else has your anxiety come from, or is it just all of a sudden in this class?
When I'm like getting ready to give a speech, I think about it so much and I get really nervous, and then I just basically count down the time until my speech, and then if everyone else is giving a speech, I don't even pay attention to it. The whole time I'm just nervous about my speech and what am I going to say, and am I going to mess up, and do I know what I'm going to say?
Okay. Do you go in there prepared for what you're going to say, or do you not feel like you're prepared enough? Is that why you're anxious about what you're going to be presenting?
Yeah, I feel like that could be a reason. I've only given one speech, really, or I don't know, one so far, and I tried to prepare for it, but I kind of didn't maybe put enough time into my preparing, so I was, a little bit anxious about giving it.
So anxious, you were just like, besides, you said you were shaking, were there other physical reactions to your anxiety?
In my hands, like when I was holding the note cards, they started shaking.
Right.
I don't know if my voice cracked or if my voice was giving, I felt like my voice was giving away that I was nervous, maybe I don't know if that's true or not. I just felt that to myself, so it probably was true. I don't know.
Did you get to finish your speech at all, or you went up to a certain point and then did you run out of the room? What did you do?
It wasn't that bad. I gave my speech, but I probably sped through it faster than I should have. I talked too fast, probably. I know I didn't hit all the points I wanted to say because I was too nervous. I just forgot what I was going to say. I had the flashcard. Maybe I overlooked a few things. I really want to just get it over with, and I just went as fast as I could.
Okay, and when you were going up, once you were sitting down and knew that you were next in line to go give up your speech, and while you're walking up to the podium and while you were giving your speech, what were all the thoughts through every step of the process?
I was just...
While you were sitting, let's start with when you were in your seat, before you even got up.
Okay, in my seat, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go next. Am I going to do well? Am I going to choke? Am I going to get up there and be all nervous? Is there going to be something in my teeth? Is my hair going to be crazy? Is I don't know, is there going to be something wrong with my outfit? Is there something I'm not aware of that everyone else will see and then I'll be embarrassed? And then I don't know, just do I know what I'm going to say? And I go over, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? What am I going to say? So when I get up there, I'll know, but I just feel like I'm going to forget it as soon as I get up there.
Okay, and then while you were walking up there?
While I'm walking up, I was trying to take deep breaths, and calm myself down, but while I was trying to do that, I felt myself becoming overwhelmed and just getting really, really anxious. I felt myself begin to shake. My mind, that's all I could think about then. I couldn't think about my speech, what I was going to say. All I was thinking about was you know, what's going on with my body? Why am I shaking so much? Why am I so nervous? You know, is everyone looking at me? Or do they see that I'm nervous? Do they see my hands shaking? And then again, my outfit is like, am I walking funny, or like is there something wrong with my shirt? You know, just, I don't know, all sorts of thoughts.
Okay, and while you were actually giving the speech, you weren't consciously aware of anything you were actually saying, or did you see the faces of the people you were looking at and seeing that they were understanding what you were saying, or did it just seem? Do you think that they saw that you were being so anxious?
I mean, when I was up there, I really felt like they saw me being anxious, and then that made me 10 times more anxious. You know, I was shaking, and then I looked up and I saw everyone looking at me, and then I really started to shake, you know. And then I saw myself shaking, so I was like, well, if I'm seeing myself shake, they have to be seeing me shake. And then I was trying to think of, well, just say this next, but then I was thinking, well, my voice is, you know, wavering, like they're going to be able to see this, and they can tell. I was getting all embarrassed, you know, and wondering what they were thinking about me. And that's pretty much all I was thinking about, so I didn't even think about how to give my speech the right way in order to get a good grade.
Okay, well, what it seems like is that I mean, it's normal for people to get anxious and people to get a little bit like timid when they have to go give public speaking. That's not really for everybody. But it seems like for you, it just totally consumes you. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's very overwhelming.
You can't get past it. You just become very much in the moment of being anxious.
Yeah, and then I can't focus on my speech.
Is there anything that's happened in your past that's maybe made this so much more difficult for you than it would be normally for anybody else?
I mean, not really. Just, you know, if I've seen someone give a bad speech, I get like, well, I don't want to be like that, you know, like I just imagine the worst in me. Like I see someone, if like whatever they do wrong, I just know I'm going to do like tenfold.
So you've seen people mess up and you're worried that that's going to happen to yourself. In any other setting besides your public speaking class, have you, like in church or a birthday party or at a wedding or something, did you have to be the one to get up and say something?
I mean, in high school, I've had classes where I had to do presentations, and I experienced similar symptoms. You know, I would get up there and start shaking. I have trouble getting through the entire speech. I think, though, I had a small class, you know, so I knew most of the people. I was a little bit less nervous than I just experienced in my public speaking class, but I've always had this problem, this public speaking fear. It's like a really major fear. And then, I mean, I actually have had to give a speech. Well, no, not a speech. I had to read like some of the passage of the Bible in front of my whole church. And I think my voice wavered in that a little bit. And I read it probably very fast. Maybe not as loud or as clearly as I should have.
So you think this is it's progressively getting worse? Like, because at first it's like, okay, so I know these people, I'm okay, I can get through it, but I'm a little nervous. And at the church, it's a bigger group of people. You don't know all of them probably, and then you had to read something. But now it's at public speaking where you don't know anybody because you've recently just started this class. So why do you think that it's progressively getting worse?
I don't know. I feel like it could be related to the setting, maybe, you know, or the people, yeah, like you said, the people I know, maybe. Like if I don't know them, maybe I feel like they're going to judge me while I'm speaking. Or I'm not as comfortable, you know.
Okay. Do you have any close friends that are that have come to you with stories that they've gone up and given a speech and they freak out and can't finish?
Yeah, actually I have like one or two friends that have the same problem. One of them, she actually takes a Xanax for a speech, and I was actually considering doing that as well. You know, just something to calm me down because it's such a serious problem, and I experience such, you know, physical symptoms that I feel if I could just at least take those away, then that would be one less thing to be nervous about, you know.
So you want to get the physical part under control so that you can more mentally prepare yourself to give the speech and to do better at talking about the actual topic without thinking too much of the anxiety.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like when I'm up there and I actually see the physical, manifestations of my anxiety, I get even more nervous. Like I'll see myself shake and then I get that much more nervous. Or I'll like hear it in my voice and then I really can't focus.
So you're saying basically that you're anxious, your anxiety is getting worse as you do more public speeches, but it's tied into the setting, correct?
Yes.
So you're still going to be, this is your first speech in this class?
Yeah.
So you'll have time to get to know your classmates a little more, interact with them. I'm sure do you have another speech coming up?
Yeah, I've got about 4 more to do this semester.
Okay, so I think that jumping to a medication to reduce your anxiety could be a big leap for a first attempt at reducing your anxiety, especially if once you become familiar with the setting and once you become familiar with the people you're giving a speech in front of, you become a little bit less anxious. I mean, in real life situations, you're not going to always have that luxury, but I think that for now, if you're getting more comfortable with the setting and with the people, and you can get up there and do your speech and feel that you're prepared and feel that you know what you're talking about and feel a little more confident, then the anxiety can slowly be reduced.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good to me.
So, so I think that anxiety is something normal. I think that you're just feeling a lot more anxious this time than in the past because of it's a completely new setting to you. You just started this. So I think you'll be fine. I think you just need to progressively allow yourself to see that if you can be prepared enough, you'll do well enough where you don't need to feel that anxiety.
Okay. All right, well, thank you.